There we go. Saying I'm live. Let me see. Let me make sure. Oh, wow. That was instant. There we go. All right. How we doing today, guys? I have an exciting stream. I am very interested in the topic at hand. I'll explain a little bit more once we actually get into it. But first off, how we doing? I've been doing good today. Worked out. That's really all I did. I got thumbnail and some stuff edited for the next video, but that's really about it. But before I dive into any of this crazy pyramid conspiracy nonsense, right? First, I want to say I've done a little research on the topic pre-stream that we'll get into, but I don't want to disrespect anybody because I learned like through watching like hella pyramid videos because I went down a rabbit hole of it. And the Egyptian people are very prideful about the pyramids, and I'm not here to like discredit none of them, none of their work. What's good, Billy? What's good, Pizza Pasta? How we doing? That's what's up. But yeah, I ain't here to like discredit or disrespect the Egyptians or the Egyptian culture at all. I just want to talk about the pyramids because there's been some crazy shit within the past week that has dropped. Crazy life patch notes and update, I know. But here, let me switch over. And we got Rat Detective Boogie playing in the background. Shouts to my boy Carter, put me on. And it's the greatest background noise for a stream ever. I don't know if it's too loud or too quiet, but I don't know. But I'm going to pause. Should I pause? I don't know. I'll let it ride, but if I get into a video, I might pause it. But okay. Back from starting work on Tangle the game. Okay, hold on. Whenever I look up anything the chat tells me to, I gotta do it off screen. Oh, you meant like, do you mean this? Hold on. I'm sure you don't mean this. Bro, fun fact about this game, right? I went to an old game store, traded it in, and they gave me $0 and were like, I'm gonna keep it real with you, bro. This is going in the dumpster because nobody will buy it. So I hope that's not the game you're talking about. But hold on. Here's the new Earth patch notes, right? It could be total nonsense again, right? This is what blew my mind the other day. So apparently, that so I want to find like a non-video because this whole thing I saw on Twitter, what I'm about to dive into. No, it's something I'm making. Oh, that makes a lot more sense than Tangled for the Wii. But I hope that goes well for you, Pete Sposs. I know game development as a guy who tried making like even stuff like Pokemon ROM hacks when I was younger. It's like such a big task. So good luck with that one, gang. But dude, so this is what it is. I don't want to click like videos because the thing is with all this conspiracy nonsense is you get like a ton of right-wing garbage content that pops up, right? And that's not like what I'm here to do. But let me just skip around, right? Or can I get like a link to like a study or something? I probably should have had this pulled up before stream. That would have been a smarter play than what I'm doing right now. Bro, this dude got this dude's description has anything but linked to actual fucking like facts. But basically, due to some like radar system something, right? These people believe that there are structures under the pyramids, right? These pyramids, which is crazy. Because the thing with the pyramids, right, is like, obviously we can just like take what we know as like, they are 4,000 something years old. I think it says somewhere in here. Can I get like a historical development? 47, okay, so like 6,000 years ago. And this is like what we're told. And this is what I kind of believe. Like, again, I'm not here to be like some conspiracy nut that's just like spewing just garbage out. But hold on. I guess we'll start with this because this is what got me down the conspiracy rabbit hole. Not conspiracy. I want to say pyramid rabbit hole.
Coming down from the base of the pyramid deep into the bedrock.
But basically, it's to me there's something slightly up with the pyramids. That's where I'm at with it currently. I don't have any answers to anything, any like conspiracy I'm personally bought into, but there's something going on here. I feel like there has to be more than meets the eye. That's where I'm at with it right now. I don't know. Let me just look at pyramids. I'm not watching. Like, I could watch this Joe Rogan clip, but it's like Joe Rogan, you know? I don't know. There was a video I watched the other day that was like a really good job at like pointing out some of the odd things that are going on. And of course, oh, I didn't mean podcast, bro. Jesus Christ, Joe Rogan. There was one video I found, and I'm trying to find it. I should have had this pulled up pre-stream. That's my bad, y'all. Let me get this back going. Is it the Wi-Fi? I think this was the channel. Now this dude is weird, and I will say I do not condone a lot of what this guy will say, but he has the information I need. Right here, yeah, this video right here. This. Oh, we'll get into the Mr. Beast pyramid video later. Hold on. But this right here is okay. No, it's nothing like history. This is like just nonsense right here, right? Tesla knew the secret of the giant pyramid: unlimited energy to power the world. Now, this video right here, again, the guy making it, do not agree with. You'll see what I'm saying once we get into it. But he has the information I need. Hold on. What I'm gonna do for like when I'm watching stuff, putting it on a clean 1.25. Let me know. I'm gonna make sure that this is like decent volume for y'all, so y'all can hear it.
And transmit that power wirelessly around the world. His early experiments were successful, but his research mysteriously vanished after his death. There is no evidence left of Tesla's wireless power technology. Or is there?
This video might be too long. I hope it isn't.
Most of the Great Pyramid is constructed of nummulite limestone, the reddish-brown blocks that we see.
Here we go. This is when it starts getting crazy.
And is abundant. But the builders of the pyramid
oh, dude, if I would have
used
spilt
unusual
this.
materials not found locally. The exterior of the pyramid was once covered in casing stones made of bright white.
Like, there's no possible way that what he's saying about it being covered in casing stones is possibly true. This simply cannot be what it was at any point,
They were
ever.
polished smooth and fit together so tightly that no seams were visible. These casing stones were cut and shipped from a quarry in Tura.
Infinite energy, the only way that's happening is via solar panels or Dyson spheres, yeah. And even then, like, if the sun goes out, it doesn't, like, solar doesn't work if the sun's gone. Not saying that that's going to, like, happen or nothing, but it's still dependent on the sun. Like, infinite energy, like, truly is, like, impossible. Just due to, like, science. Like, you can't create energy out of nothing. There's got to be some resource that the energy is depending on to generate the energy. I don't know if I explained that right.
Blocks the length of the entire state of Florida. They must have been special, unlike the
But yeah, I guess apparently, again, I might need to fact check this guy live. Hold on. Pyramid stones. Location. The stones. Oh, this is AI overview. Give me something like semi-real. Okay, this seems semi-legitimate. Is there anything? I'm just gonna watch this guy. Well, I'll check it afterwards.
Magnesium. This makes it an excellent insulator. Limestone can carry an electrical current. Tura limestone can't. Interior chambers were built with a rare type of granite called rose granite.
I'm trying to get to the really interesting part of this video because this science level stuff is just like over my head so hard.
Concentration of silicon dioxide.
I should have had this more focused, I think.
Or even just moved,
if the sun goes out, we're all dead as hell anyway, so it's kind of unlimited because we don't exist. That's also fair. But I think like what I meant is like every source of energy is dependent on something else.
It's a charge called piezoelectricity.
Like piezo, like this is like you could tell me this is real or fake, and it doesn't matter. Like this is like so above my like level of knowledge of anything science related that this is just gibberish to me. There were like comprehensible. Here we go. This right here, I think.
The pyramid has musical properties, but for skeptics to consider the pyramid as a power plant, they would need evidence to show that a giant stone pyramid would respond to electromagnetic energy.
It's all connected to the dude. What does that word mean? Okay, hold on. Also, is that dude Traptastic? I know that username. Is that you, Hayden? What's good, bro? If it is, if not, my bad, G. It's all connected to you. See, this is where we're in a level of like I'm not knowledgeable enough to make any comments because it's like religious and like cultural, and I don't want to like say nothing crazy on accident.
It's possible that the Great Pyramid was a structure for creating, harnessing, and focusing energy. The exterior was made of material that insulates electricity. The interior was made of material that conducts electricity. The chambers were made of material that creates electricity.
What's good, Hayden? How you doing, bro?
Is the pyramid's ability to focus EM energy. In 2018, scientists used radio waves at different frequencies to see if the Great Pyramid would interact with electromagnetic waves of a resonant length. Their experiments proved that in a resonant state, the pyramid can concentrate electromagnetic energy.
See, like, bro, like, why can the pyramid do this? Why can the pyramid, like, concentrate electromagnetic energy?
In the internal chambers, as well as,
you know what I'm saying? Like, what? Like, there's stuff going on. There's got to be something we don't know as the people of the world.
200 meters, the more dramatic the effect. A year after that, in 2019, Eric Wilson published a paper called A Large-Scale Thermal Acoustic Generator. The paper describes how, when granite and other rocks are vibrated, electrons will migrate through the rock and up to the surface. By combining science and music, the builders of the pyramid created a power-generating machine tuned to the natural harmonic of the Earth's vibration that primarily comes from the
There's
tidal
one-
energy created by the moon's gravity. This technology created thousands of years
And he starts
ago,
talking about the
but literally
Sphinx later on in this
unlike
video, and
energy.
the
But how did they get the energy
Sphinx,
out?
however you say it, is like even
Tesla,
crazier.
his work
I
built
don't know about
was
even
built on
crazier.
top of an aquifer, with copper and iron rods extending down into the water. When electricity was sent into the tower, it was to be transmitted that the Great Pyramid.
Doing good. How's life been? I've been doing pretty good. I've had a eventful last year-ish, but it's been good generally. I'm doing well.
Been.
I'm gonna say I don't want to like
In the year
leak your
1980,
college on live,
Tesla
but
convinced JP Morgan
how's
to
that
fund a
college
project
been,
to
Hayden?
create
I think I know which one you
Tesla
go to,
received the
but
funding, he decided to scale up the project.
there was one
Rather than
part, bro.
transmit
Where is
messages
this?
around the world, he would transmit power. Tesla had already demonstrated that
Oh, here we go.
wireless
Here we go. This has to be it. I know this is like my fifth. This has to
There
be
really
it of
is
the
no debate among
stream.
mainstream academics about the who, when, why, or how of the Great Pyramid. It was built by ancient Egyptians in 4500 BC as a tomb for Khufu, and that's that. But what if none of that is true? What if the ancient Egyptians didn't build the pyramid, but found it? And when they found it, it had been dormant for years.
See, okay, so that right there, what he just said about if the ancient Egyptians hadn't built it but had found it, that is like, if I were to buy into a conspiracy theory, it would start there. That it is older than we know it to be.
Maybe thousands of years. Graham Hancock is a proponent of the Orion constellation theory. This says the Great Pyramid Complex
Switch from education to film production, so now I do camera stuff, so I'm having a good time. Sweet. That is awesome. I say I can't imagine education is nearly as fun or enjoyable as film.
is almost a perfect match for the stars in the Orion constellation. But they don't line up to where Orion is today. They line up with where
Yeah, right here. This was one of those things where I'm like, okay, there's something at like that's beyond what we know that is happening with these pyramids. This right here. Also, wait. Back from speeding up stream after my mom's boyfriend introduced me to slap fights, even though Penguin, or I guess Critical did all years. Wow, holy sentence. Did years prior. That's the part.
where Orion was in the sky, 13,500.
But yeah, so I guess the pyramids in their placement lines up like one to
Discussed
one.
How the builders were obsessed with equinoxes. The Sphinx faces due east, and on the vernal equinox, the constellation that rose due east 13,500 years ago was Leo. Now, I'll concede the astronomical evidence could.
Why
be
is Leo
coincidence,
relevant? Hold on.
But there is hard evidence.
Is
that
Leo
the
a cat?
structures are
Is that the
older
cat
than
one?
originally thought. You
No.
can't carbon date limestone, but there are clues that
You can't carbon date limestone or carbon date. Okay, hold on. How to date the pyramids? Pyramids. How? Oh, there we go. PBS. There we go. Good source right here. Holy never, bro. What year was this website made? 1997 copyright. Yeah, get me out of here. PBS, bro. I know that your funding has gone down or something like that, but we got to talk about this website, man. This is like unreadable just because of how, like, look at how small the font is and then all the blank space in the universe. Yeah, get me out of here. This is a .org and archive, so maybe this is good. So, again, I have no idea the quality of sources. And even then, it's like, could you make the font any possibly smaller? Can I? Weren't told by word of mouth. What do you mean by that? Here we go. Okay, I hate to use Google AI Overview, but it presents it in the cleanest way. Does this take me to like an actual source? Okay, we can source check from the AI. You know, that shit is straight from like dial-up era. Like that's probably why there's nothing going on. You had a dial-up connection. The less going on, the faster that shit will load. Here we go. Radiocarbon dating, also known as carbon-14 dating, is used to determine the age of organic materials like wood, charcoal, and reed by measuring the amount of radioactive carbon-14 remaining in the sample. Samples from the pyramids, including those found in the mortar and surrounding areas, have been analyzed to determine their age. While radiocarbon dating can provide valuable information, it is important to note that it is not always precise, and we can have a margin of error of a few hundred years, which a few hundred years, with this being 6,000 plus years old as we know it, doesn't matter. Like, that's fine. If it's 5,800 years or 6,000 years, it's like, who fucking cares? Also, dude, I learned again while going down this rabbit hole the other day, right? Egypt, how do I become an Egyptologist, right? Like, I don't really know what I want to do in the grand scheme of this life shit. But, Egyptologist? You mean I get to study Egypt and the pyramids? Hold on. How does a fella get into this profession? Like Egyptians aren't talking about the exact ancestor who helped build the. Hold on. Let me read this so I'm not like having a stupid I can't read moment. Hold on. Like Egyptians aren't talking about the exact ancestor who helped build the pyramids. Archaeologists had to date that shit. Oh, I see. Okay. I think. Hold on. Aren't talking about the exact. Oh yeah, like they weren't talking about they had to go and date it in post. Like they had no record of its date of creation. I'm guessing that's what you mean. Attributed to the pharaoh Khufu. Because another thing with the pyramids that helps this they weren't built when we were told theory is like the whole the small pyramids, Egypt. The smaller ones that they built around the big pyramid of Giza are significantly shittier. Which like to me is like these couldn't have been made by the same people with the same level of care. Like you see this do you see this one, which is not the main one, Pyramid of Menkaure. But then you see these like shitty little mounds that are like just clearly did not have the same amount of love and care put into them. And then again, stuff like the Aztecian pyramids are like pyramids, but they are not built the same. They're like there's levels. You know, it's not like a smooth slope. Like obviously the pyramids aren't smooth, but you get what I'm trying to say. Like they like look at this, right? With like this angle here, and then these. And these came way later, I believe, if my history's right. So it's like what went on? Because like there are the just smaller, worse pyramids all over the place. If you want to get into Egyptology, you should get a degree in creative writing. If I need to get a degree, I'm done. I'm not. Look, the thing with colleges is like I understand the ceiling of its value to some people, but also I know far more people that have dropped out of that shit and are now paying the school back than have gotten a degree or finished that shit or will finish that shit. And it's like if I didn't go there immediately out of high school, I'm probably not going as an adult, you know. But it's like so if these were built by the same people, why are these ones so much shittier? And then why did the civilizations that try to do similar things, they didn't approach it the same way, you know? Which again, like, and then there was, I think this video also talks about, I believe it's the 16 cataclysms or something like that. The extension, yeah, these. Okay, 5. I don't know where that dude said 16. That's again why I don't trust this dude or any right-wing conspiracy theorist. But there have been 5 historical events to mass extinct the Earth, right? So it's like, okay, what if the pyramids were built prior to our stretch of existence? Like, let's say the previous extinction event was in 10,000 BC. What if the pyramids were built by a civilization in 15,000 BC by a more advanced civilization than we know? Yeah, fuck student debt. That's why I live with my parents and make 14 an hour at a hardware store. I felt that as well because I've only worked shitty ass jobs since high school. So, bro, you're definitely gonna need a college degree if you want to do it and ends in ologist. But like, surely not. Surely I can speed run that shit and run it up. Because like they don't gotta pay me much. You know, give me a small house in Egypt and let me just study and exist. You know, that would be fire. That would be like peak life. Dinosaurs from Rick. Yeah, the dinosaurs and the giants. Oh, don't even get me started on giants, bro. That's like, I don't believe in giants in terms of like 20 feet tall people walking around, but it's the only conspiracy theory I have found that has like a little bit of me like, maybe. So when did this extinction event happen? Do we have a date for it? Because I'm guessing this is an order of event. Because these are like showing like these like isopod-like creatures that we know for a fact are like older than the goddamn sun. Versus these. Okay. 17% of all families. Families, is that family? I'm guessing families of animals. Genera. Don't know what that means. And 75% of all species became extinct. So we're guessing, okay. I'm not going to act like I can tell you how to read this chart, right? But is okay. Genera, hold on. I feel like now if I want to look at this chart, I do actually need to learn what genera is. Hold on. Okay. Did I click on genus or am I stupid? Genera. Okay. So these are classifications of creatures. Okay. The 5 big... Okay. So we're assuming the big 5 mass extinctions. We're assuming this happened 100 million years ago. Okay. That punches a hole in the they're older than we know theory, because if we're assuming it's before that this round of civilization of people, it has to be far, far older than it probably feasibly is. Because if something was millions of years old and this exposed, we would have figured that shit out eventually. You know? I don't know though, because we would have found fossil for older things than the pyramids. So why wouldn't we have found people who built the pyramids? That I do not know. Unless it was some like the mass extinction event was so like crazy that it just wiped everything out. Giants are totally real, dude. Why the fuck do you think everyone shares stories of meeting giants after planting magic seeds? Dude, the thing about the giants to me is, right, every civilization and like grouping of people historically have had stories of giants. Like the concept of Nephilim, obviously it's in the Bible, so like do with that info what you want. Because I'm not like a religious person, but like this is probably the most prominent example are the Nephilim in Christianity. But there's like so like historic tales of giants. List of giants in mythology and folklore, bro. And it's like, look at how much you can possibly scroll. Like, if all these people are writing about giants, surely at least somebody saw one somewhere, right? Like, look at this scroll. Look at how much there is. Like, bro, who's... I don't know. This is so deep into history, I don't even know. It's the exact same thing as dragons, though. So you have to, but see, that is true. Is every religion, is it as conclusive as giants, though? And low-key, dude, okay, I'm not going to say dragons are real or were real, but, like, how far off are the dinosaurs from dragons, realistically? Dragons went extinct after the medieval ages, yeah. After the Black Death took out the dragons, too, it was some bad shit. I don't know, okay. Researchers continue to collect and analyze samples from the pyramids to refine our understanding of their age and construction. So we... Hold on. This could be a big video. What's going on?
Welcome to History for Granite.
Here we go. Limitations of carbon dating. This is... Dude. Like, as someone who puts chapters in their video, when I see a video like this with chapters, I'm like, heaven sent. Let me click to where I need to click. Thank you.
Limitations of radiocarbon dating are due to the variable amounts of C14 in the atmosphere from year to year and even season to season. There is also uncertainty about how long a piece of organic material had died before it was used by humans in the context where it was discovered. Despite these obstacles, improvements in the science of radiocarbon dating continues to shrink the margin of error. Using extremely old trees, such as bristlecone pines in California and oaks from Ireland, reference tables have been established for the amount of C14 present in the atmosphere, dating all the way...
We're tapping out of my intelligence. That's too far gone. I'm going back to this video.
And the Sphinx have been there for a long, long time. Robert Schoch from Boston University believes the Sphinx and Giza complex is about 13,500 years old.
Okay, wait, what was the name he just said? 13,500, because I like that number.
Long time.
It's long enough for it to be feasible.
Robert Schoch from Boston University believes the Sphinx and Giza complex...
He said, was it Robert Schoch? Why do I keep looking at my stream to make sure it's staying live the second, like, he says his name? Hold on.
Been there for a long, long time. Robert Schoch from...
Robert Schoch. Okay, hold on. Here we go. This is the kind of thing I needed right here. That was the information. Okay, hold on. Okay, here we go. Scotch is best known for his fringe argument that the Great Sphinx of Giza is older than conventionally thought and that some kind of catastrophe was responsible for wiping out evidence of a significantly older unknown civilization. This right here, the basis for like, if I were to make a conspiracy theory on the pyramids, this right here is the basis. I'm just going to keep saying shock. I think that's how it's said, but this is maybe the single worst spelling of shock ever. Schoch. That's horrible. Shock redated that He redated the monument to 10,000 to 5,000 BC based on water erosion marks he identified on the Sphinx enclosure walls. Okay, here we go. His Sphinx water erosion hypothesis is rejected by the archaeological community because there's evidence contradicting his conclusions. Based on the order of which they were Mark Leonard looked at the dude, I need to lock back in. We need to bring back popcorn reading for adults so I can have like social pressure to actually read well. Mark Leonard looked at the way several structures in the area incorporate elements from older structures, and based on the order in which they were constructed, concludes that the archaeological sequencing does not allow for a date older than the reign of Khafra. Okay. So the order in which they were constructed means that they cannot be older than Khafra, which is the pharaoh that the pyramids are commonly associated with, and the Giza pyramid was believed to be his tomb. Okay. We're going back.
Boston University believes the Sphinx and Giza complex is about 13,500 years old. Giza has been an extremely dry climate since the time of the pharaohs, but the Sphinx shows signs not only of wind and sand erosion, but also extreme water erosion. The erosion patterns around the base of the Sphinx could only occur if huge volumes of water were washing over the plateau at violent speeds. There's evidence this happened at the end of the Younger Dryas, which marked the end of the last ice age in 9700 BC. Glaciers were thought to have melted rapidly. Within a few centuries, sea levels rose 500 feet. This is fast in geologic time. But as more evidence was gathered, melting appeared to happen in a matter of decades. This would cause dramatic...
No way. No way the glaciers from the Ice Age melted in a couple decades. How did the Earth survive at all?
...changes in the Earth's climate. But when recent ice core samples were studied...
imagine if Antarctica melted over the next 20 years. We would be boned. We would be done. I guess they were done too. But how did the Earth not get done?
Some claim that an asteroid impact caused the last ice age to end. A worldwide disaster like the Chicxulub impact that wiped out the dinosaurs. That's not what happened. An impact causes cooling. Recent studies show that there was a major solar event that happened around 9700 BC. Basically, the mother of all CMEs.
Okay, it looks like to me though he's not gonna... I either missed the part of the video I wanted to see. Is it here? Here we go. Maybe?
Made of material that insulates electricity.
Come on, bro. There was one thing he said in this video that was really interesting to me. That was like the whole basis of what I wanted to like talk about on stream today, and now I can't find it. Because this dude's talking about how this was an infinite source of energy, which is like, all right, bro. How many drugs are we on to come to this conclusion? Okay, whatever. I'll pyramids perfectly flat. Here we go. This is what I wanted. This is like the only thing I like wanted to show from that video at the end of the day. Each side of the Great Pyramid's base is almost exactly 755 feet. Nearly a perfect square. The base sits almost perfectly flat within an inch. And each corner is aligned almost perfectly north, south, east, and west. And it's like, how? Okay, like if we look this up, oh my god, bro, they're trying. I almost did like as a bit, went full like a MAGA, and they're trying to censor us. They're trying to take us. They're trying to censor us, and we can't find the real information. Like, nah, bro. But it's really interesting to me how precise it was. Like, it's weirdly precise. Like, again, like, I'm aware that the ancient people had, like, math and all of this, like, knowledge. They just didn't have the technology to execute on it. But the fact that it is as big of a structure as it is, 755 by 755 feet, which is, that's mental math that's gone. But for it to be that big, that wide, and that perfectly flat is an insane amount of precision for these ancient people to have. Like, an insane amount. And then here we go. This is where this is, like, also very interesting to me. I went down a Mr. Beast rabbit hole the other night because of this video as well. Because Mr. Beast, say what you want about the guy, he makes videos that are, like, hard to turn off once you get into him. But first off, Mr. Beast in this video, spoilers, deadass has unrestricted access to the pyramids. It's craziness. But there was a part where I believe they go deep into the pyramids and then they get forced to turn the cameras off. And I want to find, okay, here we go.
Air's pretty thin down here. Wait, what is this? Oh, this is a rock right here. Is this a rock or a lid?
Like, bro, how are they, like, this is under the pyramid. How was Mr. Beast allowed down there?
Right in the center of the room is the sarcophagus of God Osiris.
Right in the center of the room is the sarcophagus of God Osiris.
Right here is supposedly the gateway to the underworld.
Yeah, so try to get in.
To the underworld?
Well, yeah.
Screw it.
Also, he's crazy. I don't know who this is. Mr. Beast told me.
Portal to the underworld, and virtually no humans have ever been here before.
But there's an absolutely 0% chance I'm dunking my whole head and going fully under this water. This water probably has crazy bacteria. Unfathomable bacteria.
Look all the way.
He's COVID-40 out of this shit.
That's a shaft that goes to nobody knows where.
Carl, get up in there. I can go up there?
But look, right here.
I'm so scared, bro.
Carl, that's not smart.
Look, even the
Jimmy, don't let him.
I'm so scared, bro.
Carl,
even like the tour guide is like, don't do this shit.
Dude, I'm literally in a tunnel in ancient Egypt that nobody's ever been before.
no one is crazy enough. Can you explain to us what's happening?
I'm in a turn in the cave, and it's getting thinner. Dude, I'm literally, like, actually, like, actively kind of stuck in this thing. Carl, you're making history.
But like, look, bro, look at this face. This is not the face of a dude who is happy that this dude is all up in the pyramid.
Like 1 inch of clearance.
But look, there's absolutely an opening here. Absolutely 1,000 billion% an opening here.
Safe limit for oxygen.
I'm ready.
And they get told they gotta bounce. And it's like, bro, there's very clearly something there.
And see the underworld for ourselves. There's no
And there's one other part of this video that like was mad interesting. Where they were like allowed in somewhere and then they were like, they had to turn the cameras off. But my brain is not. I don't know. But they were like totally actually allowed and were like 100% were told to turn cameras off at certain points, which like feeds into like there is something going on, you know? I don't know. It's crazy to me. I'm turning this dude's video off. That guy's deeply unserious. To be fair, all you'd have to do is line up one corner with the North Star and pretty much all the other corners would line up. I mean, maybe, I don't know. I need to like see a graph of what you're talking about. I don't disbelieve you. I just don't know how much I can like envision what you're saying.
Inside any pyramid from the 4th dynasty except this one.
So this was done 4,000 or 5,000 years ago.
4,600 years.
Furthering our journey deep.
Oh, bro, this was funny. Hold on.
I need a statement.
All right, Zahe. There was nothing inside the Sphinx.
Jimmy, we are going to make history.
This paper will survive down here.
Like they somehow got access under the Sphinx, which is like, okay, bro.
Really?
Why are we? I think somewhere in the video there's like only a couple humans have ever been down here, and then they let fucking Mr. Beast down there.
This gold swarm. Perfect. This is worth 10,000.
But he puts a $10,000 gold thing in the sand here, and I'm like, bro, if I'm poor and I'm in Giza, you know for a fact I'm raiding the Sphinx and taking the stupid Mr. Beast gold and making stupid money.
Has gold in it now.
Or this guy absolutely, once the cameras were turned off, went down there and snagged it.
I'm trusting you not to steal this gold. At this point, I was starting to wonder what the other
Either way, you go to that pyramid now, that gold is not there. Somebody stole it.
thing until I heard this sound above me. Zahe, do you hear some helicopters?
And then they were allowed in rooms that look like this, and it's like, how? It's Mr. Beast.
This is the one we figured out how ancient Egyptians made wine.
Really?
They're stomping on grapes up here and going through the process to bottling the wine.
So this is like a YouTube.
But I don't know. It's just there's something going on. It has to be more than meets the eye. Like, it has to be. Like, if I were to try and build my theory, it would be based around some sort of historical event that wiped people out, and they're just older than we think. Because I don't know how they would have constructed it. Because each one of these stones is 500, like, I think it's more than 500 pounds. It's got to be more. These are rocks. It might have been like, okay, hold on. How much does a brick from the pyramids weigh? 2.5 tons? Like, I know the ancients were strong people, stronger than us today, probably because I'm not living out there in the sun, doing hard back-breaking work every day. But, like, there's no way that they were bringing these pyramids, these 2.5 ton blocks. Giza pyramid height. It's 449 feet. They were not bringing these 5,000 ton rocks up this tall. Look at this. There's no possible way. I don't even know, like, nowadays, like, cranes, like, aren't strong enough or big enough to even get them up here. Nowadays. I heard some story on Reddit about this kid who went on a field trip and accidentally stole a miniature to war it. Hold on. Oh, bro, that kid got cursed for life. That kid got cursed for life. There's no way someone stole something from the pyramids. Accidentally stole There's no possible way. Like, I'm of the belief that if you mess with, like, dead ancient stuff, you're 100% getting punished for it. Somehow. Some way. Also, hold on. This is another thing. Largest structures on Earth. So nowadays we have all of these new buildings, which, by the way, this is a fun rabbit hole I went down one time, bro. Look at this building. The Burj Khalifa. I think it's like, I don't know how tall it actually is, but look at this. These are like skyscrapers. And then look at this. Hold on. Like, bro, I'm sorry, I'm not even like a scared of heights kind of guy. There's a 0% chance you catch me in the top of this building. Ever. But I'm pretty sure the pyramid, I'll have to find a graph or something like that. Because now it is going to be filled with all these modern structures, but I'm pretty sure that the pyramid up until like maybe 100-something, 200 years ago was the largest structure on Earth. Like, how? But I don't, dude, how? Max crane lift weight. This is like, once we get to gravitational accelerations, I'm lost. I'm done lost. Okay. Tons? Okay, so these are metric tons, which a ton is... Okay, so they are pretty similar. I just don't know. Dude, there's 5,000 pounds. There's no way pulley systems... Because, like, what kind of wire are you using? Likely used a proto-pulley consisting of a smooth cylinder with a rope. They were not using no rope to move these. They were not using rope. There's no way. I was with the motherfuckers we was building the mids with. The mids. It was light work for real. I just don't know if it was light work, man. Took about 5 years. Yeah. Is this the ropes? There was no way. It's rope. These are 5,000 pound rocks. Because I think cranes nowadays probably use like the steel liner. Like cranes, they don't use ropes. They use like the same thing zip lines use, the steel like ropes that are like pretty much indestructible. There's no, unless like, But I'm genuinely not convinced that this many people is enough to move a 5,000 pound boulder uphill. I'm not convinced. And how is it not falling? How is it not crushing the wood? Dude, 5,000, that's 2 cars. You're telling me these people were hauling up 2 cars up 500 feet? They didn't have steel cables back then. I don't think like they couldn't manufacture something like that. Again, none of what I'm saying today is disrespect like the intelligence and strength of these people. But like I just don't know. I just don't know. Like this is a big rope, yes. Dude, but like it's 5,000 pounds. It's so much. We just use. I like how you're saying first person, James. We're using thick ass ropes. James, you sure know a lot about thick ropes, my guy. But that's on wheels, though. When you say you stopped your mom's car from sliding down the driveway, and it's down, not up. But like it's also on wheels. James, bro, you gotta stop. You know way too much about thick ropes, gang. There's something going on there, bro. But like again, that's like on wheels. It's like humans can push cars. Like I'm not, but like these are not wheels. These are on, according to this graph, wooden slides. Right here. Like this does not have nearly the same ability to be pushed or pulled that something on wheels would. There's more than one rope per stone. It probably had like a base, but like what materials were they using for the base? Because I'm not even like does the wood like support it? I feel like the wood would start bowing and dragging horribly because there's no way like these pieces of wood were like, is this is the lowest resolution I've ever seen an image. It's too big. That's the thing with the pyramid, dude. I like biggest buildings on Earth by year. History of the world's tallest buildings. They don't even got the pyramids up here. This is straight disrespect. Because like you see these are 500. Okay. So 489 feet. We looked it up. The pyramid's taller than this. The pyramid from 4600 BC or whatever, that 4300, something like that, right? James, you talk a couple of thick ass ropes and some really strong guys. But like it was the tallest structure on the planet for like 5,000 years. We just built this crazy Burj Khalifa tower and it's going to take the heat death of the universe for it to have been the world's tallest building for as long as the pyramids have. Like, the world is going to be long gone by the time the Burj Khalifa can take the title as the tallest building ever for the longest period of time. Because, yeah, they're showing these, like, historical examples, and this is 217. This is half of a pyramid. This building is half as tall as the pyramids. Half. Look at this. Look at these people. Half as tall. Half. Half! Like, how are they carrying, like, twice this? They were carrying 5,000-ton rocks twice this tall? That's crazy. Like double this. It's like 500 feet tall. Like, twice this tower. And, like, so much wider you can't even, like, fathom it. Bro, the Earth is only, like, we do not have 200 more millions of years on this planet. Something is going to happen that ends it before 200 million years pass. I'm not like one of those like people that's like the years get, or like you see all those like scare articles that try and scare you that's like the Earth has 20 years left. Like it's definitely going to be longer than that, but it's definitely also not lasting 200 million years. Something will happen, like, or at least the Earth as a planet will survive. Humanity will not survive 200 million years. Maybe they thugged it out and okay. You know what, Carter? I like that you said that because that's actually a good point. How long did they construct the pyramids? Oh, dude, don't even get me started on the Great Wall of China. That is a really crazy structure. The Egyptian pyramids of Giza are some of the most impressive man-made structures in history, hands down. They did not. They spent more time. Okay, look at this. They did not spend 20 to 30 years. They spent. Look, there. This is impossible. They spent more time than 20 to 30 years constructing the pyramids. There's just no possible way. 20. There's no 20 to 30 years. No possible way. Okay, hold on. Maybe it's possible. I have one more. Okay. Population of ancient Egypt estimate. I don't need any approximation. That's impossible. Was 2 to 3 million people. Okay. But they couldn't physically have all of those people working on the pyramid at the same time. Probably 25 years getting the rocks and 5 years. No, they probably spent 5 years getting the rocks and 25 years building it. Dude, 20 to 30 years is crazy. I can't remember. It was a little while ago. It didn't take us that long to do. There's just, okay, 2 to 3 million people isn't large enough of a population for me to believe that 20 to 30 years is within the realm of possibility. But still. Because not all of those people were working on it. They didn't have the women and children carrying them big-ass rocks up it. And it, like, you know how concentrated, like, for it to be 20 to 30 years with no technology that's going to dramatically speed up the process? Like, this is crazy. It'd probably take you this long in Minecraft to build a pyramid that fucking big. Like, come on. I don't know. Oh, dude, this is a crazy one here. There's so many, like, the pyramids themselves lead you down so many rabbit holes. This is another crazy one. Because this is, like, to me, maybe the most impressive building that we've constructed in modern history. This building right here. And it's, like, deep in, like, some country somewhere. This is not Mecca Clock Tower. Now, this is a crazy building, y'all. Because the scale of it is so crazy. Like, look at this building. Like, there's surely video. This is on Facebook? Get me out of here. There's, like, no video? Okay. But, like, dude, look at this building. It's unfathomable. Like, bro, look at this. Look at this picture. Bro, think he Drake. 3 million people did not exist 5,000 years ago. James, this is not no small-ass building, bro. Look at the scale of this. Look at this person sitting on it. Look at this. And then look at it. Empire State Building. Dude, no. The Empire State Building is not cooler than this clock tower. That's cap. Look at this, bro. Look at this. This is like if aura farming was a building. Dude, it is 2,000 feet tall. 2,000! That is 4 pyramids on top of each other. Like, come on. Oh, wait, no. This is Google AI being wrong. It's 3 pyramids. Still. 3 pyramids on top of each other. James, bro, I'm sorry. Empire State Building is nowhere near that size. Nowhere near. It simply can't be. Okay, it actually is. Hold on. So it is that big, but it is not cooler. This building is not cooler than that clock tower. Aura farming the building is... Wait, if you think you're Drake, you need to get your head checked, because Drake is not a person I would want to atomize myself if I was Drake. Nah, man, I meant the... I just meant on this. Drake sitting on top of the Toronto Tower or whatever for the album cover. Well, he wasn't sitting there. This was Photoshopped, but still. Drake has... James, no, it wasn't you. Okay, I was hanging out with people the other day, and I put a Drake song in the queue, and then everyone was like, bro, it's Drake. And I'm like, are we going to like act like Drake hasn't made good songs before? Because of the Kendrick beef? Is that what we're doing? We're not going to sit here and act like Drake isn't fire. That's not what we're going to do. You don't have to like it. But to act like the music sucks is crazy. But no, dude. Now this is another mind-blowing fact. Hey chat, before I type this in, oh hold on, that popped up. You didn't see what just popped up. How long do you think the Great Wall of China is? If you had to take a guess, give me some numbers in chat. Just how long from start to finish is the Great Wall of China? And I'll wait. Actually, now that we're not watching videos and we're not directly talking about the pyramids, I'll put this back on. Because now I'm just in like crazy historical territory. Okay. I like Drake for the melodies. I don't like Drake when he acts tough. That's on God. Kendrick was spitting crazy facts when he said that. Craziest facts. But no, 500 miles. All right, James. So you think the Great Wall of China is 500 miles long? It's 13,171 miles. That's 26 times longer than you just said, James. 13,000 miles? Like, come on. How long is the U.S.? Dude, the U.S. from the furthest points is 2,800 miles. This is almost 6 United States is long. 6! Like, come on. 6 United States? How? Dude, yes, it is 13,000 miles long. It's unfathomable. Like, you feasibly, realistically cannot walk across all of it. Like, at all. Like, if you ran a marathon a day, we're gonna get some math done. Hold on. Right? If you ran a marathon a day, so it's what, 13,000, it was like 171. If you ran a marathon a day, it would take you a year and a half to go from start to finish. The Mongols is who they were trying to keep out, I think. The Mongols were some fierce-ass people, bro. Historically. But, dude, if you ran a marathon a day, it would take you a year and a half to cross it. A marathon. I can't run a mile, let alone a fucking marathon. Like, that's crazy. Is the longest man-made structure in history. Okay. Date of creation. Not date of creation, I guess. Date, how long did it take to make? There we go. But see, like, at least unlike the pyramid, which took 20 to 30 years to make, this took 2 millenniums. Is millenniums the right term? Hold on. Yeah, it took 2 millenniums. I'm going to close all these tabs out. Hold on. Some of these are like... I'll leave that one. That one's fun. Great Wall of China. There we go. Okay, got the tabs cleaned up. But, like, this is, like, a reasonable amount of time. Because this means basically you created... You did 5 miles a year. That's, like, very reasonable. Because what? Let me get a calc. 13171 divided by 2300. So you're building 5 to 6 miles a year of the Great Wall of China, which is totally reasonable considering just how big China is, right? They said the pyramid took 20 to 30 years. 20 to 30. They could have made... All right, now we're pulling out the calculator again, right? Hold on. So they said it was 2,300 years. They said the pyramid, we're just going to put it in the middle and say 25. They could have... You're telling me that they could have made 92 pyramids in the time it took to make the Great Wall of China? 92. Like, that's insane. There's something going on, man. There's something going on with the pyramids, bro. I'm not going to say the aliens did them or discredit the Egyptian people, but there's something going on there. Mr. Beast was given unrestricted access and still couldn't film shit that was down there. Like, are we serious? That's Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast is allowed to do basically whatever he wants at this point. Now, the Mongols ain't it. They definitely want to attack from some Titan shit. We don't know. See, now, James, this is right. I love that you said that. This right here is why I love these kinds of conversations, because it insinuates that the world is so much more interesting than we know. Right? Like, if there actually truly is something going on with the pyramids, that opens a floodgate of what if questions. That's mad interesting. Mr. Beast seems evil, definitely a little bit. Definitely at least mildly evil. Because, dude, Mr. Beast videos, like, have the most hilarious titles ever. Also, I don't know if y'all have tapped into Mr. Beast recently, right? Obviously, we're not subscribed around here. But he has 377 million subscribers, which is just ridiculous. But some of these videos, you can't be a good person to make. Like, I'm sorry. Like, he'll do, like, a really genuinely helpful challenge, like, I help 2,000 people walk again. And then it'll be, like, some psychotic... And the thumbnails don't help him either. When you make a video called 100 Identical Twins Fight for 250 grand, and with this thumbnail, you look crazy. But there was one video I watched the other day that was, like, truly insane. I think it was this one, bro. I like... There's no possible way Mr. Beast is building these obstacle courses. Look at this, bro. Look at what he's got these people doing. Like, are we serious? That's crazy. 200 feet in the air. All right, bro. All right. I think the thing with PewDiePie is that he just is like, no one cares anymore, you know? No way PewDiePie... Did he fall off? I feel like he used to have more subs than this. I don't know. I haven't watched a PewDiePie video since, like, the goddamn Obama Foundation. Not foundation. Administration. That's the word. I ain't seen PewDiePie since he had the pink hair, personally. But, I don't know. I just don't think people care enough at all. Like, no one's, like... Not no one, because obviously he's still getting views and people do care. But, like, in the grand, like, scheme of the internet, I don't feel like a lot of people give too much of a shit about him anymore. Which is fine, because I think he's just living his life, like, in Japan with his wife. Probably just, you know, vibing out with hella money. Bring back Obama, talk to him. Now that is facts, Pizza Pasta. A lot of... Now, regardless of what you want to say, a lot of what he did inspired a lot of what came after. This... I don't know. If I go to popular, does it... Oh, I forgot about this video. Holy Jesus. Yeah, I think he's probably just living life. And now it's like, I don't know. This is content that's like, I just don't care. Like, I think he just does like life updates and the occasional like gaming shit. Nah, no, modern YouTuber does own a lot too. That's facts. I won't say as much, but he definitely, like, you can't, like, deny the horror game craze with the internet. Kai Cenat's not. Because, James, the thing with Kai Cenat and what he does is how many people are doing what he does? Like, people can't do what Kai Cenat does because his streams are so extravagant. Like, James, if you wanted to be a Kai Cenat type streamer, you just couldn't. You can't afford to get all these celebrity guests coming in and go to all these crazy events. I think PewDiePie started a wave of people doing things similar that was actually achievable. Like, you could upload an Amnesia Let's Play and get views back in the day. But you can't stream like Kai Cenat and have people give a shit. But no, this era of content was, like, huge. Him, Markiplier, and Jacksepticeye, they created a huge wave. And the thing with Kai, right? Now, this dude, I think, has done hella bad shit and is canceled. But this was the first IRL streamer I was ever made aware of, this Ice Poseidon guy. And I would have to say, if you're talking about IRL streamers, right? Like, he was doing it big for a while there until he fell off. Yeah, 7 years ago. Look at this. This is 7 years old. He was doing IRL streams.
What's up, guys? How you doing? All right.
Like, if you want to say that the IRL streaming wave, he definitely started it, because you can tell, I mean, he's washed now, but 696K is not nothing. He probably had a Twitch as well. Like, I don't know. I think Kai is mad popular, and I respect what all them big streamers do. Like, I don't know how they leave the camera on for 24 hours straight and all that stuff, you know? I think so, like, that's what I'm saying. He got involved in something crazy. I'm not trying to, like, be like, his content's good. But the wave he started... he started a lot of the shit now, if you want to be that guy. Like, Kai Cenat, like, popularized it, but he didn't start it. And that's not, like, out to disrespect Kai, because I respect what he does. That's a crazy rabbit hole, on God. The crazy rabbit W, especially for IRL streams. Yeah, I don't know. Now you want to talk about what we like to call influential, bro? How many of y'all know about this Proton John shit, bro? Hold on. Let's Plays on YouTube 17 years ago. Now that's what we call. He started a lot. He and like I think the dude's name is like Slow Beef or something like that. But he has been like these two dudes are like the most OG Let's Players on the site. This is an 18-year-old Let's Play, probably in the craziest quality ever, 240p. These are like to me like because I think Slow Beef like I want to say he was like doing Let's Plays on forums. I think he would take a picture of where it was in the game and leave like a paragraph and like that's how the playthrough would be saved. Like those two dudes to me are like the OGs of starting like the Let's Play trend. Like cause that's like they're the de facto oldest in the game. Who do you say Rad Brad? How long has the Rad Brad been around? Cause I never watched him like a ton as a kid, but you gotta respect the game. Oh, he's been around for a minute. Ooh, with COD montages too, bruh. No, because he is like the OG, and he's one of the few guys from that era that still pulls mad views. Like, he still gets, I mean, you can say what you want about 13 million subs, 69K views in a day, but like, this is enough to live off of. You can live off of these view counts. And he has 6 billion views, which YouTube, typically, the typical payout, unless you're demonetized, is something like every 1,000 views gives you $1. This is $6 million. $6 million collectively. I mean, obviously, old YouTube, you weren't getting paid for videos, so it's not quite like that number is probably not right. But assuming that there's sponsorships in these videos and stuff too, that is money. Now, dude, Chugga Conroy, don't get me started on Chugga Conroy. That's my goat. He still's going. Dude, it was really... Pete Spots, you probably know what I'm talking about. It was really fucked up how they tried to do Chugga, bro. You know what I mean? It was really messed up how they tried to do him. But he is like turbo old school. 16 years ago, Earthbound Let's Play. You know, I wasn't there watching this because I'm only 20. So, like, I wasn't 4 years old. Low key. Let me find the oldest Chugga Conroy Let's Play I remember watching when it came out. Hold on. Because he's done like a bajillion playthroughs. Dude, it might have been Mario Sunshine. Like, I deadass remember watching this when it dropped. And this is back when YouTube videos, you couldn't upload a 15-minute video, so every video is like sub 10 minutes. It's fire. But nah, he's turbo OG and deserves respect. No lie, the Rad Brad only had like 700K before. I feel like he had more than that. Well, dude, I think the thing with like Chugga, I think I might be getting some of the info wrong. To be honest, don't really care. But I'm pretty sure one of the controversies he was in is like he was like flirting with someone, but he's like he's like autistic, right? Like I'm pretty sure that's or like some neurodivergent in some way. So he was like flirting with this person that was not of age, and then when he learned that what he was doing was flirting, he stopped. And then this fan later would approach him at conventions over and over again, and it was just weird. But it's like, I don't know. I'm sure there's more to it than that, but I feel like it's like he stopped when he realized what he was doing, and then this fan continually still tried to engage and approach with him after he was uncool with what was going on. It's like, bruh. There's absolutely worse YouTubers that have done worse shit that have had less controversy. For sure. Real men like feet. All right, James. That's what's up, dog. James, when's your next weird fetish arc starting? Not that foot fetish is even like weird, right? But I feel like you started the foot fetish game like 5 years ago. I feel like was when that became public. So when's the next arc, James? That's what I'm asking. But yeah, I don't know. He got hoed. Chugga did. And then, dude, this is another fun thing. Hold on. What is it? Oh, dude, tallest statues in the world. Now, this is some crazy shit right here. Like, so, I would not. I'm not sure how comfortable I would be living next to some of these statues. Like, also, this is the worst formatted website I've ever seen. These pictures are giant, and then the text is tiny. All right, bro. I'm clicking on a website, not a picture book. Here we go. And a lot of these are in like Eastern countries, which I think is interesting. Like this one right here, bro. Imagine you live near this shit. Like it's probably how many feet tall? 325 feet tall. This thing is like as tall as it's like 75% of the pyramids. Look at this. I mean, this is badass, but like some of these, like imagine you like live like even like a handful of blocks away from this, right? You would still see it. It's a football field tall. Like that's crazy. I don't know. And there's one that's like legitimately kind of scary. The Great Buddha of Thailand. Hold on. This is like, and then this is going to be the resolution. Hold on. Like, bro. I'm trying to find the one. This is made in Japan. One of these is really like legit kind of intimidating. Yeah, this one right here. Like, could you imagine? Like, this is probably eye measurement here, right? Probably like a mile-ish away. Like, and he's still like so visible. Whoa. Confucius of Mount Ni. Wikipedia does not have... Bro, why are you going to blue link it and then not have a page for it? Do they have them ranked by height? So, okay, Statue of Unity is the world's tallest statue. Hold on. Bro, look at this thing. This is how tall? Total height meters. 790 feet. Anyways, my back's been in pain all day and I'm tired. Good night, chat. See you, Pizza Pasta. Appreciate you for popping on by. I just don't understand. Like, I understand now with modern technology you can build these things, but like, this is insane at the same time. Like, okay, why don't we as the US do some cool shit like this? Like, why is our biggest statue one that we got from France, you know? Like, why don't we have any hype-ass statues that are just giant? Like, even the Brazil statue, right? Like, why don't we got nothing like this in the States? And also, the scary thing about this one, because I statues just weird me out. I just don't like them, right? Is that it's on, like, a perch. So, like, anywhere in this city, realistically, I don't know. It's Rio de Janeiro's. Like, anywhere in the city, you can see it. Like, can I get from, like, a city view? Like, not one where we're on the perch with this thing, but, like, one from down below. Because he is literally watching over the whole city. Lady Liberty lost her meaning too, to be honest, yeah. I think I saw, I don't know how true this is. It could be total nonsense, but they're like, France wants their statue back now. They're like, what we gave it to you for ain't happening no more. We want the statue back. Which would be mad hilarious if that actually happened, even though it most definitely won't. Because realistically, how do you relocate some shit like that? How do you relocate Lady Liberty? How tall is Lady Liberty? Yeah, bro, how do you relocate something like this? Like, that's crazy. Like, even then, bro, this is weak sauce compared to what the Indians were doing with this statue. Like, this is literally half of it. Basically, I mean, not literally, but almost half as tall. Like, what are we doing, realistically, as America? Like, why do we have no cool shit? That's like, I know it's because we're a young country, technically, right? Like, we're only like, what? When was the Declaration of Independence time? Like 1776? So that's like, not even 300 years old. So like we don't have the opportunity to have these historically impactful structures, but like at the same time, what are we doing? Where's our swag at? Like, this is what we have. Look at what these countries got. And we got this shit? Like, what are we doing? I don't know. Coolest buildings in America. And we're gonna see how not cool they are compared to what the other places got. Like, it's all this, like, modern art nonsense shit. Like, I'm sorry, bro. None of this is as hype as the Aztec pyramids. Like, none of this shit is as hype. Nowhere near it. Let me get this back on. Yeah. Like, this looks so, like, you can't tell me this doesn't have significantly more aura and swag than, like, any of this shit. Like, this is all, like, artsy-fartsy, which this might have been. I don't fully know the reason for constructing this, but, like, come on. Like, what are we doing? We just have zero swag. Largest building on Earth. Okay. It's a factory. Are we serious? We have the, yeah, I guess so. We do have the biggest building on Earth, and it's a goddamn factory. That, like, if that doesn't represent America, I don't know what does. All these places got probably these cool looking buildings. I don't know what I don't know what I'm clicking on, but I don't know. These are all like modern structures too. I feel like I found some like list of like all the ancient ones that were cool. I don't know. Carter, let me know if you're still in chat. A, B. What is it? The seven wonders of the ancient world. Are you aware of these, Carter? Because this is like a rabbit hole I like going down to. The seven wonders. There we go. Let me put it in faster watch speed. There we go. Skip the intro.
Believed to be created around the 1st century, as the first tourists began to really explore Greece and Egypt and the rest of the Mediterranean. So this list is geographically confined to that area. They also existed in a pretty wide range of time, with only 60 years that all 7 of them supposedly existed at the same time. Then
60 years where all of these structures existed.
they all existed.
I think some of these, I think, are like only theorized to exist. Like, some of these places are not confirmed to be real. But, like, dude, look at this. Look at, bro. There simply has to be something going on with these pyramids creation.
It was supposedly built around 2560 BC, surviving today for a momentous 4,000 year plus lifespan. For almost 3,800 of those years, it was
like, bro, look at the
plus lifespan. For almost 3,800 of those.
Bro, that's like imposing. Like, they made that in 25 years. I'm supposed to like 100% be like, yup.
Years, it was the tallest man-made structure on Earth until modern engineering allowed skyscrapers to exist. We're still unsure how this pyramid was built, and it's debated if slave labor was used or if skilled craftsmen were recruited. Either way, totaling an average workforce of 14,000 people at a time.
So 14,000 people.
For the course of 10 years. It's also debated if this pyramid was meant to be a tomb or not, as Khufu's remains were never found.
Khufu's remains were never found? I feel like they either like disintegrated by the time we found them, or like someone stole that shit and probably got the world's craziest curse ever. The Lighthouse of Alexandria.
Under the reign of Ptolemy I and Ptolemy II, taking about 12 years to build. This lighthouse had a giant furnace at the top.
And part of me wonders, A, if any of this stuff is real. B, how like the creation process. But since they don't exist anymore, we probably know in insanely little amounts about their creation.
Or examined until only recently, but most of the remains are still underwater. Our next wonder takes us away from Egypt and now to Greece, where we have the Colossus of Rhodes. The city of Rhodes is a harbor city, and the giant Colossus was built in honor of the Greek god Helios. They built a statue to celebrate victory for defending their city against.
Oh shit! I need to be clocked. There we go. Okay. As tall, like like this is part of my like struggle with stuff that this old. This thing is supposed to be as tall as the Statue of Liberty. And it was made like God knows when. Like, we don't even really know because this stuff is so old. Which is like why people say it's fake, but I like to believe it's real because it makes the world, the lore of the world, a lot more interesting.
Stood for about 50 or 60 years before a massive earthquake caused it to snap at the knees and fall onto the city.
That's believable.
For a long time, people still traveled to see its ruins, but eventually most of the bronze used to make it was melted down and sold. So there's no evidence.
There's no evidence of the statue? You telling me they melted down the remains of it? There's got to be something going on.
Which is located located in the city of Olympia in Greece. This giant
This is
statue
also
was
a mad,
made of
horrifying
gold
picture.
and precious metals. Zeus was the highest of the gods, so it was only fitting to build a statue in the largest temple to him. Eventually,
Bro, these built like this, like watching this kind of videos makes me wish that like jobs and money didn't exist and I could just like travel. Like I would, dude, I would get the nastiest fit pick off in front of this building. Oh, bro, I'd be wearing the craziest clothes in front of this shit. Like, could you, a picture in front of something like this would go triple platinum on the Instagram. Swear.
earthquakes and fires helped to expedite this process. Some theories point to the statue being torn apart and taken to sell, since little to no evidence of the statue remains. Our last Greek site is the Temple of Artemis, located in an area called Ephesus, which now falls into the geography of modern-day Turkey. This temple was built to worship the goddess of the hunt.
Oh, this one's mad interesting. This last one right
wonder
here.
is the only wonder that there is no physical evidence of.
The Gardens of Babylon?
The Hanging Gardens of Babylon. The ancient city of Babylon
Like-
existed in what is now called Iraq, and it's said to
I
have
don't know,
been a
man.
garden.
I just don't know. I'm not gonna say it's fake, but I don't know.
What we're seeing on the screen is either what they believe this garden looked like, or gardens that have been inspired by it. The leading theory as to who
But like, dude, if this existed, like, oh, dude, like the world would be so much cooler if we had like cool historical things. Like, we need a crazy event to happen, realistically. I've only been alive for 20 years. But we need like the moon to be an egg and hatch a dragon, or some like hype shit to happen. Something to distract us from what's going on right now.
first video on the 7 wonders of the world.
Holy.
Got part 2.
And then we got the current 7 wonders, I believe.
Welcome to I'm Your Target Demographic. Some of these may be
How are you not gonna have chapters on this video? Come on.
well, but it wasn't until
Watching from work, broski. What's up, Vance? How you doing, bro?
began to actually travel the world that this list could be compiled.
Like, Stonehenge is low-key not hype. I'm sorry. Like, if we were to do a tier list of all of the like landmarks and world wonders,
Here this list
Stonehenge is an F tier, bro.
from this era that are mostly represented on various lists. We begin in Rome with the Colosseum built around 7
Like, dude, why can't I just like drop everything I'm doing and like go here and travel here? You know?
all sorts of entertainment. It was known for gladiator contests and mock battles that were almost like a theater performance. Occasionally, they'd also hold executions or other spectacles for
Like,
military
bro, like,
purposes.
okay, hold on. How many people could fit in the Colosseum? 87,000? That's like modern stadiums. Like in Ohio, the shoe attendance. That's what. 102,000. So like this thing is almost the same size as the shoe, but 2,000 years old.
Came from the Colossus of Rhodes for its immense size. Colossal is still used today as
I'm chilling, bro. I just took out trash and did bathrooms. So they don't give a fuck what I do for the rest of my shift. That's what we like to hear, Vance.
still stands.
Bro, Vance, also, you need to download Monster Hunter or Monster Hunter Wilds.
Also in Italy, we head to the city of Pisa to visit the Leaning Tower.
This one's also a low tier on the 7 wonders of the world. Like it's leaning. How much is it leaning by? Let me look at this, bro. This is not even that hype. Look at the dude. This is like 150 feet tall. This is half a football field. This is not hype. This is not nearly as hype as the ancient gardens of Babylon, you know, or the Hanging Gardens or whatever they said.
Soft soil led to the foundation sinking. They corrected what they could, but ultimately the tower was left leaning at a 5-degree angle. It's unproven who actually built the tower, but continual efforts are being made to maintain the tower and to restore its exterior.
Dude, the day that shit collapses, it's gonna be mad funny.
Climb the interior staircase. It's a small feat.
Like, dude, the video of that shit just tipping.
This massive
Now this is crazy.
fortification runs about 13,000.
I don't know how this is like.
Not all of it is still standing.
If it really took 2,000
Why was the wall built?
years
Were especially focused on protection against raids and attackers. The later sections
to
were
build,
almost as bold,
how did they like keep the people that were building it on track that long?
especially when
How did they not get like
became possible. This is a massive undertaking.
like distracted, you know? Like to have that long of a focus on something like this is crazy.
The latest sections were built in the 1600s, and contrary to popular belief, the Great Wall is not visible from space, though it is still quite impressive to see in person.
Like again, I just want to like, why can't I drop everything and go here and just see it? Like this is like crazy impressive. Like low key, like this is one of those, like this is maybe the only time in my life I've really felt this feeling. But when I went to the Grand Canyon, like you look at these pictures and you're like, damn, that's pretty big. Dude, you go here in real life, and it's like jaw-dropping. Like, it's insanely, unfathomably huge, deep, and like, it's crazy. Like, this is probably one of the most hyped things you can see in the United States, I would have to say. And I'm pretty sure you can, like, legally, like, if you pay, like, a stupid amount of money, like, you got to be a millionaire to do this, but I think they can let you use a helicopter to get airdropped in and, like, explore. Like, I know when I was there, they had, there was, like, people, like, kayaking and, like, hanging out down there, because I think they were just rich people. But now this is, like, some shit you got to see. Because pictures, like, cannot even do close to justice. Like, drone shot. Let me see if we can get a hype drone shot. Like, this does not do anywhere near enough justice at all. It's unfathomably huge. Like, your brain is, like, literally frying itself trying to compute what you're looking at. It's craziness.
The porcelain tower of Nanjing. This pagoda was about 9 stories
The
tall.
porcelain tower. Okay, hold on. Porcelain. Nah, this is pretty hype. Hold on. It's nothing too crazy, but if it really did look like this at some point, that's fire. This is not the right video. But this is like, dude, the Middle Ages were weak as hell compared to the ancient world, to be honest.
It was built with white porcelain bricks that reflected sunlight. While the original was destroyed, there is a life-size...
Oh, the OG was destroyed. Okay. I was gonna say, that makes sense. Because I was looking at these pictures and I'm like, bro, this shit is clearly not porcelain. Whoa.
Size replica that stands today in Nanjing, built because of a donation of $156 million. This was donated by a single donor and is the largest single donation in China.
We gotta know the donor. Like, you can't just edge me like that.
This building was originally built as a church and cathedral, and for a long time was the largest cathedral in the world.
Bro, like, I want to see something like this in real life. Come on. Also, Carter, I see what you're saying. I need to edit my next video so it doesn't take any longer than it has. So I might be online, but I might not be. I'll let you know.
Architecture forever, and people still flock to it to take it all in. Over the course of time, it's changed purposes many times from Christian.
That looks like the building the legendary dogs from. Yeah, like Burning Tower. That's fire. Or like maybe it was the Tin Tower. One of the two towers. Like, bro, like, why are we as Americans so far behind? We have nothing this hype. Nothing.
Not everyone is happy about this though. Drawing protests.
Like, the coolest thing we have is maybe like some cathedrals. Like, I know there's the DC Cathedral. It's pretty cool. Like, bro, we look at like what these ancient civilizations were doing for their like top people, and then we got this for George Washington, bro. The first ever president, right? And they get some weak ass shit like this, and then these ancient civilizations are building shit like this. Like, what are we doing? Why are we so weak sauce compared to everybody? Look at this. This is ass. And then look at this.
This series of tombs, also called a necropolis, is from
Like, what have we been doing?
worlds collided, as all three cultures influenced the statues and decorations of this space. It was seemingly meant for
No, dude. No, I would get weird vibes in a room like this. I'm too, like, what's the term? It'll come to me. Hold on. Superstitious. There it is.
slowly expanded to include other families and even
Like, being in, like, ancient and, like, weird. Not weird, but, like, I don't know. It's a weird feeling. I feel like, again, you touch the walls and then you get a 1,000-year curse and your whole bloodline gets some horrible disease.
Our last wonder for this list takes us to England.
Oh my god.
Stonehenge. This monument
Bro, like, are we really, like... This is not hype. This is not. What do we got for the modern era? The Panama Canal. Like, is this...
Several countries contributed to building
And maybe it's because... I think part of it is because, like, this, like... Not specifically this structure, the Panama Canal, but, like, you can see stuff like this just driving around the United States. Like, it's because it's so modernized that, like... I don't know. When you see something ancient, you're able to, like, be like, wow. When you see some shit like this, you're like, I've seen that before. Just by existing in, like, the United States. I don't know. This is not hype. CN Tower. Oh, this is where Drake took that album art picture. Yep.
It stands at 1,813 feet or 550.
Dude, going in these kinds of tall ass towers is cool, but also very scary. I think I went down the which one was it? I went up one. I think it was in like
broadcasting, such as radio.
it was like somewhere in the Midwest, so it probably wasn't even nearly as like hype as this. But
There are two modern era wonders in the United States itself. The first being the Empire State Building in New York City, standing at 1,000.
another question, and this like I know no one's gonna have the answer right. But for when it comes to buildings like this, like what do these buildings do?
150 feet, or
Like if you work in New York, could you end up having a job that requires you to go on the 80th floor of this tower?
it resulted in the first
Like do people work here? Is it like just here to flex? Like what is the purpose of the Empire State Building? You know what I'm asking y'all? When I'm streaming on the internet connected to Google. To host corporate business office. Like, bro, this is like the most American. Like, we were talking about it earlier when like the largest structure in the world was an American factory. The largest structure in America in terms of height is a business. Like, that is not cool. Like, it's,
rentable. The above stories are the observation decks and the
and also I would never in my life, like, this is too high up. I don't trust structures enough.
New York visitors. We now
Like, yeah, it's probably existed for like 100 something years or whatever.
Gate Bridge.
The day I get on it will be the day it collapses. I just know it will be.
It took about 5 years to build.
The Golden Gate Bridge. This is also glaze.
Painted. The bridge has also recently been outfitted with movable barriers that can help manage traffic during peak hours, changing which lanes are dedicated to.
Also, am I tripping or does this dude only have 5 things in this video? Let me go here. The new 7 wonders.
Maybe inflating some of the decisions. Anyways, they ended up recognizing 7 wonders across the world, and we're going
Okay.
to highlight them here. Fortifications were built throughout.
We already talked about these structures.
Believed to be settled as early as 9.
Oh, okay, hold on.
We're gonna dive into wonders that are new to this list. They weren't included in the 3 prior videos. We start with the city of Petra, located in Jordan. Petra is a city believed to be settled as early as
9,000
It
BC?
was built as a trading hub.
Like over 10,000 years at this point.
Central location. Petra was attacked and was
I don't know.
invaded many
And maybe part of my reason that I can't believe a lot of these like old structures and ancient stuff is maybe because of like how I've been taught history that like not that ancient people were stupid, but they were limited. Maybe they were just less limited than I'm imagining them to be. But at the same time, like with the lack of like accessible electricity and like things like that and like the resources necessary, it just blows my mind.
Yucatan. This city was built by the Mayan people in what's believed to be around 750 BCE. Up through the 10th century, the city became an important regional capital. The most prominent
Machu Picchu's cool. I want to see this right here. This is a place I want to go within my lifetime, for sure.
The last wonder voted onto this list is India's Taj Mahal. It was built in the mid 1600s.
Like, dude, this building is like beautiful. Like, it's so stupidly beautiful. It's insane.
Built this mausoleum to bury himself and his favorite wife. It's a massive complex, also containing a mosque,
He built it for his wife? I'm trying to get like that, bro.
gardens, totaling about 42 acres. This place is considered a wonder because of the pure artistic value.
Like, it's so pretty. Like, I'm telling you, bro, like, let me get some money,
It's elaborately decorated, the
and I'm pulling up
in a way
Chrome Hearts Fit.
per Muslim law. So which is
Some sort of crazy accessory, and I'm taking the hardest fit pick ever in known human existence in front of this thing. Like that picture would go crazy.
and look forward to next week when we cover the new 7 wonders of nature.
The 7 wonders of nature, bro, who cares? But I don't know, it's crazy. I don't know. I don't really have much else I need to talk about on stream today though. I'm trying to think, like, we got sidetracked from the pyramids pretty quick, but I also just didn't have all the information at my fingertips that I wanted. But I feel like I'll probably wrap it up here. I got to make a actually, here, let me do something real quick. I hope this does. If this crashes my computer and the stream ends, you'll know. You'll know. All right, I'm gonna try and open up Photoshop, and we're gonna see how this goes. Because I have a bajillion Chrome tabs open, streaming, and now I'm opening Photoshop, and my computer is like is only so far away from falling apart. Here, guys, let me know what you think of this thumbnail. Hold on. Because I made it, like, it's not finished, but it's, like, close to finished. Like, I need to add some more, like, texturing and effects to it. Hold on. Like, this is not the Photoshop tab I'm on. You can, like, see everything. Okay. This is going to piss me off, isn't it? Oh my god. I just want to show the new thumbnail. And that's all. Display capture. Display. Whoa. I hope I didn't show any like crazy information up here. There we go. Holy Jesus. And now it's in front of everything. Holy God. There we go. Beautiful. What do we think about the thumbnail? I need to add more to it, but I feel like it's like a pretty crispy thumbnail, you know? I don't know. I'm excited. The video should be dropping in like a couple days. It'll be very interesting. Hopefully. I mean, it will be, but like when I say hopefully, I think it's interesting and I like it. Will people find it interesting? That's to be seen. I don't know. Very excited about it. There we go. But I think that'll be it for tonight. I got a shit, to be honest, as well. So I'm going to wrap it up here. Appreciate you guys for sticking through my just crazy talks and rabbit holes and all that nonsense. But that'll be it for you guys today. Peace. Oh, wait, Carter. But wait, I see your chat before I end stream. Hell yeah, it's a video about Fire Emblem on Switch. Yeah, it's comparing all of them. And just, you know, which one's better and all that